Gates Open at Arapahoe Park focuses on the phenomenal talent of 4 former racehorses vying to be Colorado's Most Wanted Thoroughbred, Colorado Racetrack, Arapahoe Park, and 2 organizations that focus on the care of horses after their racing careers, Retired Racehorse Project and CANTER, Colorado, team up to recognize the thoroughbred residing in the Rocky Mountain state that best exemplifies the versatility of the breed that can be successful race, sport, and pleasure horses. Welcome to the Rocky Mountain Horse Expo at the National Western Complex in Denver. I'm Jonathan Horowitz, the announcer of the horse races at Arapahoe Park, joined by Steuart Pittman of Retired Racehorse Project. On Gates Open at Arapahoe Park, we normally focus on the horses and their racing careers, but now we're going to go beyond the finish line and look at some very talented horses after they've retired, trying to find Colorado's Most Wanted Thoroughbred. What are we in store for here at the Rocky Mountain Horse Expo, Steuart?
We're in store for 4 really nice horses who've done a whole lot with their owners, and the stories that we hear from these owners are pretty inspiring, but what we see the horses doing is going to be really great too.
What can horses do after they retire?
Anything. We have a competition where they're doing 10 different disciplines. There are probably 30 different sports that horses do. You're going to see a lot of jumping today. You're not going to see as much of the Western disciplines as we often see, but they can work cattle, they can play polo, they can jump, they can just be a great companion horse for the best.
So let's take a look at the 4 competitors that we'll see for Colorado's Most Wanted Thoroughbred. First, we're going to see Seaside Links. Of the 4 finalists, Seaside Links has probably the best racing record, made 68 starts, 15 wins, including stakes victories, and earned over $300,000, retired in 2014 at the relatively old racing age of 10, but for a sport horse, that's pretty young. So what can Seaside Links do now, and what have you seen from Seaside Links?
Seaside Links was purchased by its current owner just this last year.
Sam Goyon, who we'll see riding him.
Right, and she's been showing in the hunter jumpers, doing hunter derbies, which is a really high level of show hunters. This owner is very devoted to this horse. Her parents had bought her a very expensive warm blood show horse who had an injury, and she thought she would never be able to afford another good show horse to show at a high level, and they found this horse not for a whole lot of money, because the ex-race horses tend not to bring as much money, and she's finding out that this horse is as good as she could have ever hoped for.
By contrast to Seaside Links, the next competitor we'll see is Churchita and rider Ashley Gubich. Churchita was being trained for a racing career, but then the owners of the Texas bred got out of the business. Ashley obtained Churchita as a 3-year-old filly from CANTER, Texas, so she didn't race, but she's made pretty good strides at a young age to trying to become an eventer.
Yeah, I have a feeling that it's going to be hard to beat this horse. Ashley is a professional, and she really knows what she's doing. The horse has really only been ridden for a year, and it's a 5-year-old. It's a fairly young horse, and I've seen it jump here at the Expo. It's done very well, but I understand she's got some tricks up her sleeve with some people who you might not expect to see on this horse.
We also have 2 Colorado-breds. We have Blurred Vision and rider Sam Hooglin, now in shows, goes by I Spy. The Colorado-bred was unraced, had siblings who raced at Arapahoe Park. What have you seen from Sam Hooglin and Blurred Vision?
Sam and Blurred Vision, she doesn't call him that because that's not what you want to call a horse who jumps. The horse has to have good vision. So she's taken this horse and she has competed in eventing, which is dressage, show jumping, and cross country combined. She went to the American Eventing Championships, which is the ultimate in the sport of eventing. It was down in Tyler, Texas. And she would have won, gotten $3,500 in prize money had she not knocked down the very last pole in the very last discipline. So she's kicking herself, so she's going to want to win today.
Then we have Blackie Masamune, Colorado-bred, who's being ridden by Allie Newens, and had a really interesting, albeit short racing career, 1 career start, but raced at Churchill Downs in 2009, the home of the Kentucky Derby. You don't usually see horses who are bred in Colorado race at Churchill Downs at the real top level of the racing world. Since retiring from racing, Blackie Masamune has become a very good jumper and has competed right here in this arena, winning at the National Western Stock Show.
The horse was purchased by Allie when she was a freshman in high school. She purchased the horse because she saw it free jump through a chute without a rider and saw it had talent. It had no real training though, other than racing. She's now a freshman in college, and she's taken the horse with her to college. I think she would say that this horse kept her out of trouble through her high school years and raised her, because teenagers don't listen to their parents, but they will listen to a horse. So she grew up with this horse for the last 4 years. It's a real athlete. I think we're going to see some interesting stuff from them.
So let's go down to the arena level, and we're going to take a look at these 4 very worthy finalists to be Colorado's Most Wanted Thoroughbred.
For $1,000 in prize money, thanks to Arapahoe Racetrack in CANTER, Colorado.
We're very happy to be involved with these retired racehorses. We see great performances every day on the track, but now we're going to see what they can do off the racetrack, and that's going to be our focus on this episode of Gates Open at Arapahoe Park. So the first horse that we're going to see, and there's such a range of horses in terms of what they accomplished on the racetrack, and the first horse that we'll see is probably the most accomplished of the 4 on the racetrack, and that's Seaside Links and Sam Goyone of Highlands Ranch, Colorado. This horse is 12 years old and had a very long racing career, so he's going to give you his all, but let's have you give your all for him, and everybody, let's welcome Sam Goyone and Seaside Links.
So the first jumps that we saw with this horse, if you notice, is very good with his knees. The knees come right up, parallel, something important for the hunter ring. Good. This horse has a nice trot too, and she lets him go like this. And it's pretty rare for a thoroughbred who raced really well and was a good racehorse not to also be a good mover.
Now, Steuart's an expert on horses after they retire, being from Retired Racehorse Project, and we have the general manager of Arapahoe Park here, Bruce Seymour, and you're an expert on racehorses. So what is your impression, being the racing expert, and what you see from this horse who made $300,000 in his career and really only started competing less than a year ago as a jumper?
It's impressive to see how this horse is metamorphosized into something different. Normally when you see a racehorse, they're much more higher strung, and that's kind of the history that they take with them. And it's really nice to see them, and they're really calm and controlled, and body-wise, they're all beautiful. I couldn't pick one for looks.
One of the things about getting a horse like Seaside Links, it may be counterintuitive, but you think, oh, a horse that raced that much perhaps has already used up all the miles in his athletic career. But it's actually the opposite. This horse raced so much, it's a testament to how sound he is. So now the saddle has come off, the rope has come on.
She's got a big, thick rope, and the thicker the rope, the softer it is on the horse's neck, just like a thicker bit is softer in the horse's mouth. To take a horse that is as fast as this horse and ride with that neck strap, it really just takes a lot of trust, and it'll be interesting to see. A racehorse with the short stirrups is trained with no leg, really. The jockey doesn't have leg. Good boy. All right, let's hear it for Seaside
Links and Sam Goyone.
One of Colorado's most wanted thoroughbreds.
So now we're going from the most experienced runner in the field to Churchita and Ashley Gubich, and let's welcome them to the center of the ring. And Churchita was bred in Texas, and this chestnut mare, she was being trained for a racing career in Texas, but then her owners decided to get out of the racing business, so they listed Churchita on CANTER, Texas, and that's when Ashley Gubich obtained her as a 3-year-old. She's 5 years old, so the youngest competitor in the field. The most special thing about Cheetah is her range and ability to take care of any level rider.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
All right. Woo-wee. There's more. You're not going to put Jonathan on there, are you? Oh,
really?
Okay.
Don't judge her based on how I ride this horse.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that felt good.
All right. Well done. That's impressive.
Hey, Chase, where are you at, Chase? Are you ready to ride?
Who's Chase?
So this is Ashley's 2-year-old son, Chase.
Okay, the other competitors are sitting here thinking, this is not fair.
You want to go over the jump?
I don't think that horse is going to run off with him.
He says he wants to go over the jump.
All right.
You ready? And then we'll just turn and trot back to the middle, and I'll hop on and take it.
All right, here he goes.
Big jump! Yeah!
Hot diggity dog.
All right, you got. Just grab onto his legs. How do you tell her?
Let's hear it for Churchita.
How do you get her to trot?
Oh, no, now they're going to gallop.
I know she doesn't even want to try.
Just grab onto that belt there.
Whoa! Awesome!
All right.
Attaboy.
Hop up.
A family horse. Now this may be why this horse is not for sale. Even professionals kind of get attached to their horses sometimes. All right, wow. Oh, and look at that stop.
Let's all welcome Blurred Vision, I Spy, and Sam Hoogland.
So in the sport of eventing, which they have become quite successful at, they have to do the dressage phase as well as the cross-country phase and the show jumping phase. And she's in her dressage saddle right now, and her pretty white wraps, and showing us why at the American Eventing Championships they were in first place. And he's got a beautiful trot. You can see here she's starting to demonstrate. She's leg yielding off her right leg to the left here. Good, beautiful, nice halt. All right, there's some flat work for you. Doesn't look like a racehorse doing that, huh? The muscles have all changed since the horse raced.
Sam has her game face on. She's got her Broncos jersey on. When the horse started with his flat work, you turned to me and you said that right away you were very impressed.
Very impressed. Gorgeous, beautiful horse. And again, Steuart said they're muscled so differently. It's just well-developed, well-horsed, and it's amazing how it's changed. But boy, there's nobody here that can't say this animal's not gorgeous.
So now you see the change in the canter, right? We saw that little canter that she was doing in her dressage saddle, and now she's letting him cover the ground, but it's still rhythmic and it's still soft and relaxed. And he's still got his hind legs coming right up underneath his body. She also does not have a bit in his mouth. She has a hackamore with no bit. What a dude. So she jumps her second jump of the day on a sharp angle. Eventers need to be able to be really accurate and straight to the fences. Wow.
That's amazing.
Look at that. Tight little turns. Does she look like she's having fun? Wow.
The final of our 4 competitors is Blackie Masamune, who was bred in Colorado, and is being ridden by Allie Newens. This horse has won classes at the National Western Stock Show, has been placed amongst the top jumpers in the state of Colorado, and has jumped as high as 4 feet.
When she bought it, it was because she saw it free jump through a chute, because it hadn't really been trained other than to race. And she saw its potential, and she trained him herself. I must say, I've never seen a thoroughbred do this. I've seen elephants do it. He says, Mom, you just jumped me, and now you're saying I'm supposed to stand on this thing? So let's watch the way the two of them interact here. Oh my. Wow, that's just not what thoroughbreds do at the racetrack. This is one elegant horse, isn't he? He's very light on his feet, very alert and sharp, very careful. Oh my. It seems like every time you raise the jump, he jumps about 8 inches higher than the jump.
So Bruce, this was a 100-to-1 shot at Churchill Downs, but have you ever seen a thoroughbred racehorse stand on a box like that?
Only time I ever saw that was at the circus, and it was an elephant, and the horse did it better.
What a great way to unwind when you're a freshman in college after your exams.
Going over the tarp.
What a good boy.
I remember, Bruce, when we had the competition last year, you told me, you said, you don't realize how hard it is for a horse to do what this horse is doing, going over a tarp. Why is that?
Absolutely. Everybody up here, I'm sure, that has horses knows that, you know, the horse is going to feel the fake bottom. It's different. They've been running on dirt. It's really incredible. It's amazing to me.
That was amazing. All right.
This horse has done everything from basic pair paces to Western shows to a cattle drive to jumping, what you guys saw, and he's been really good at all of it. And when I want to go hop on him in a halter bareback and gallop in the field, he doesn't buck me off. He loves me, and he's my horse of a lifetime, and he's what exemplifies the thoroughbred. They can do anything, so that's why he should be Colorado's Most Wanted.
He's one of those thoroughbreds that he can gallop like the best of them. He's smooth on cross country. He loves the water. He doesn't question me. He wants to be a partner. He works really hard. He's got an incredible work ethic, and he wants to please you. He likes to show you what he knows and how he can do it. And he can teach anyone from beginners to letting an advanced level rider have fun on him. So I think that's why he'd be Colorado's Most Wanted Thoroughbred.
I can sit here in a ring in the middle of all these people cheering comfortably without a bridle and my 2-year-old son and have the utmost confidence that this is what I'm going to get. I've never had a more laid-back thoroughbred, but who's also really willing to give it all. We've jumped jumps, we've gone through rivers, and I call her my sure why not horse. She always does it, and she never says no, and she goes, I don't know why you're asking me that, but let's give it a shot.
All right, let's hear it from Mama and her son.
I think Seaside is Colorado's Most Wanted Thoroughbred for 2 reasons. One being how bold he is. He'll tackle any challenge with complete confidence in himself and do anything I ask him to because he knows he can handle it. And the second reason is because of how loyal he is. I don't know if anyone noticed, but he just stood quietly in the corner without a bridle on next to me because that was exactly what I was asking him to do. And he'll always do whatever I ask him to because it's me that's asking. And I think that shows just how loyal these thoroughbreds can be to their people.
So let's hear it for Sam and Seaside Links.
So the 2016 Colorado's Most Wanted Thoroughbred is Blackie Masamune and Ali Nguyen. Congratulations to Ali Nguyen and Blackie Masamune being the 2016 Colorado's Most Wanted Thoroughbred. We saw a great performance. Now let's hear it from you. And you've grown up with this horse, so from when you got him to now, what has he taught you?
He's taught me so much. He's taught me really how to ride and be soft on their back. He's taught me a million different things because you never know what horse you're going to get. Some days he might be hyper, some days he might be lazy. And it's really helped me in my show career doing like the college shows where you pull a horse out of a hat and you show that hat. This horse has been 10 or 15 different horses, and he has taught me to ride anything that comes out of the stall and figure out how to get it around a course of jumps.
Normally you've competed in this arena, winning at the National Western Stock Show. This competition was a little bit different. So how was it to be in the Colorado's Most Wanted Thoroughbred, doing things that you don't normally get to show off, standing on the horse, getting on the box, to show it off to a crowd like this?
It was really fun. I've never been in this arena when it hasn't had 25, 30 crazy jumper jumps and other people jumping. And I think it was a good experience for him, and it shows that even though there are people cheering louder than they normally do and everything in the hunter jumper world, he was still relaxed. He was like, okay, Mom, this is different. We've never done that. But he was totally willing, and I'm just super proud of him. He's such a good boy.
Well, congratulations. You're the 2016 Colorado's Most Wanted Thoroughbred. Ali Nguyen, who is on the equestrian team at the University of Wyoming, and Blackie Masamune, a Colorado-bred who ran at Churchill Downs and now is Colorado's Most Wanted Thoroughbred at the Rocky Mountain Horse Expo at the National Western Complex in Denver.